Hi and welcome back to Tip Top Tips. I'm Nick from England.
And I'm Alex from the US.
Today we're going to be talking to you about the word tip.
Oh, tip, top's got the tips. Oh, tip, top's got the tips.
The word tip has many different meanings.
Yeah, it does. So in the UK, it might have a few more meanings than where I'm from in the US. And we're going to talk about quite a few of those today. The one that you might be most excited about, which is giving money to someone who maybe gives you food or cuts your hair or takes you somewhere in a car, that sort of tip. We're going to talk about that at the end of the video.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. But we're going to have quite a few more interesting ways the word tip is used in English coming up. So what's our first one, Nick?
Well, the first one is what we're doing right now and in all of our Tip Top videos, and that is giving small pieces of advice. For example, Alex, how can I improve my English learning?
That's a hard one. I think I've heard about these videos. They're called Tip Top's English Tips. And you can go online and you can like and subscribe to them, and then they show up in your YouTube recommendations every time they release a new one.
Amazing. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Who knew?
Shameless promotion. We'll do it every
We'll
time.
do it.
Okay.
Okay, the next meaning of tip.
Okay, so the next meaning of tip is the very end of something. So, for example, you might have the tip of a finger, or, Nick?
The tip of your tongue. And this is interesting because tip is used in this way in a couple of idioms that you may have heard before. For example, Alex, what was the name of that girl we met the other day who gave us the ice cream?
Oh, Nick, it's on the tip of my tongue. Was it Jenna?
No, it was... Oh.
Georgina.
No, not Georgina. Jessica.
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 It was Jessica.
It was Jessica.
See, we both knew the name, Jessica, but we couldn't quite get it out. It was just on the
tip of
our tongue. Okay.
We also say that that's just the tip of the iceberg. For example,
if you watch someone who is a high-level athlete, like in the Olympics, and they do something swimming, for example, a very, very fast time, seeing them do that is just the tip of the iceberg of all the time they have spent getting very, very good at the thing they're doing. They have hours and hours and hours of training that you have not seen. It's all invisible. Imagine that it's underwater, just like
an iceberg. Ta-da!
We're great artists here.
Yeah, I put the Nick in Nicasso.
Okay.
Verbs. Tip is also used as a verb, and in English, definitely, probably more than in American. But
we also speak English, by the way.
You speak American. Anyway, to tip, for example, can I just...
Yeah, go for it.
Tip that in there. Oh, my cup tipped over. So to tip means to put something at an angle so that it maybe changes its position.
Yeah, fun fact, in the US, if you have a cow in a field, and some people do this, they go when cows are sleeping, because cows sleep standing up, and they go to a field. Imagine this is a cow, and it goes like this, and it's called cow tipping.
They do that in the UK too.
Do they?
Yeah. In the southwest, it's a farmer thing.
Is it cow, or do they do it with sheep?
No, cow tipping.
No sheep tipping?
No sheep tipping.
Do they sleep in?
You dip sheep, you don't tip sheep.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, moving on.
We're about done, right? Are we ready to go to the last part?
No, there's another meaning of tip.
No, there's not.
There is.
Okay.
There definitely is.
Sure.
In England, we say that the place where you take your rubbish when you want to get rid of it.
Trash, by the way.
For example, you want to get rid of an old fridge, or you have you've been redoing your kitchen and you want to get rid of some stuff, you take it to the tip. The landfill.
Oh,
the rubbish dump.
That's what you mean by that?
The tip.
The tip.
Yeah. I think it comes from the fact that you'd load it onto a tipper truck and the truck would tape it down and the truck would tip.
What's a tipper truck?
A tipper truck's one of those trucks that has the flatbed and then it tips the stuff off.
That's called a dump truck. Where you take stuff to the dump.
The tipper truck tips stuff at its tip.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on from
Moving
that.
on.
Yeah, that's
Let's do
it's
that.
England.
Let's move on. England's great.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on to the last one. Maybe the thing you've been waiting for is what do you do when you leave a tip or give someone a tip? So, as we said before, giving tips can mean giving someone money for a service. Usually, it's at restaurants for most people who are traveling. So, the thing that you want to remember is that in the US, tipping is expected, and usually 15 to 20% for even normal service is expected. As long as you get what you ask for in a timely manner, 15% is 15 to 20 is completely normal.
Yeah. Whereas in England, it depends on where you are. It depends on the restaurant. Some restaurants say on the menu, service is included. Some menus say service not included. It really depends. And in England, the tipping is anywhere between 10 to 20% usually. It depends very much on the place. Some people, if they've had very bad service, won't leave a tip at all. And in England, that's part of our culture and that's okay. Whereas in America...
Leaving a small tip is usually the worst thing that you would do because people there get paid less money when they work in the service industry because tips can count as part of their wage. There is a minimum wage, but you can actually pay service people lower than that, expecting them to make it up in tips.
Yeah.
Oh, tip, top, oh, tip, top, oh, tip, tops, who got the tips?